Good morning, everyone. This is somehow cold. My people from online, good morning. All right. I am so glad to be joining with us today again for another edition of Mind Talk. Making Africa a tech continent. We are coming up. Making Africa a tech continent. All right. Shall we be on our feet? Shall we be on our feet? Let us honor our dear nation and our great citadel of learning. Nigerian anthem. 1, 2, let's go. Nigeria's call obey to serve our Father with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart, might, one nation bound. The SQI anthem. Time, we do not have it all the time, so we cherish every moment, give it all our best and team. We cannot do it all alone, we believe in spirit, working together and mind. The great invention of our time, invented by the Creator to make us co-creator tech. This is our goal for Africa. For so long we've been receiving, and some we shall give to the world. Making Africa a tech continent. Making Africa a tech continent. Making Africa a tech continent. Applaud to God Almighty as we sit. Take your seat. All right. Thank you very kindly. Thank you very kindly. Okay. I have the honor to bring to this podium my friend and colleague, Mr. Sheyi Odekumaya. Come on.
Good morning, everyone, and you're welcome to Mind Talk. If this is your first time ever attending Mind Talk, can I see your hands up? This is your first Mind Talk event ever. Should we do first timers for them? You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. Yes? You're welcome, sir. You're absolutely welcome, sir. All right. So, in case you were not aware of what Mind Talk is, or this is your very first time, can we get settled, please? All right. In case you are not aware of what Mind Talk is, and this is your very, very first edition of Mind Talk, here is what you need to know. I'll give us a quick recap, then we'll move on. Now, while you are in your class, while you are seated in class, everything that you learn is the skill to be successful. Am I right? So there are some of us that are studying web development. There are some of us that are studying native application development, graphic design, product design. All of those things are skills that can take you and make you to be successful. Is that correct? Now, beyond the skills that it takes to be successful, there is something that we learn here at Mind Talk, and it's called character. Can you say character? Character. Now, they say that skill may get you to a place, but to keep you there, to keep you remaining in that place, you need character. there are extra qualities or last mind talk. What was the topic for the last mind talk? Come on. What was the last topic? The LinkedIn code. Was it here? Was it here physically? It was here physically. You came around and you sat. That's surprising. All right, have your seat, please. Anybody else? What was the topic for the last mind talk? Should I start pointing fingers? The September, October, November. The October edition. The LinkedIn code. Who did we bring here for the LinkedIn code? Yes? Do you remember the name of the person? Are you the only one that attended the program? Who else remembers her name? Somebody else. What's her name? Mercy Ajibade. So, we had Miss Mercy Ajibade teach us on something called the LinkedIn code. Can anybody come to give us a brief summary of what we discussed? Anybody? Anybody at all? Mr. Sampson, were you around for the last Mind Talk? Did you join us? You joined. Come talk to us about the LinkedIn code. What did you learn? Just give us a brief summary. Come, rise. Yes. Yes, are you shy? Rise up. You can stand up. Just give us a brief summary. A round of applause for him, please. You can do it. Come on. Come on. All right. Come here. Yeah, you face the camera. Don't be scared. Calm down. This is what I need you to tell me, okay? What did you learn from the last Mind Talk? That's all. Is that fine? All right.
She talked about how she had about 2,000 followers on LinkedIn Code, how we can have more followers on LinkedIn Code, and how to talk to people to get more followers from LinkedIn.
Wonderful. A round of applause for him, please. Does anyone else want to try? Anybody else? I need one more person, one more bold person. Should we include a prize gift since you are shy? Should we include a prize gift for you so that you not be shy? Oh yeah, come. Were you around for the last Mind Talk? You didn't listen. We'll remove you from the list of students. Miss Dorcas, please. A round of applause for her.
Thank you. She talked about some tips that we actually need to build our social media presence on LinkedIn. She explained how that LinkedIn is a social media platform that many opportunities come by, where people get many opportunities. She talked about building a suitable profile. Our profile must actually meet the kind of person we are. We should not just use any kind of picture, using the video's picture as your own picture on LinkedIn. No, it must be professional. And also, you must actually talk about yourself. What do you do? Who are you? What can you offer? That's what people want. And also, she talked about making posts consistently. It's not like you post this year, then next year you come and post again. No, your post must be consistent. You might not have 1,000 likes at once, but as time goes on, you begin to create your presence online, and people know that you truly exist. Thank you.
A round of applause for her, please. Now, Miss Mercy Ajibade, she mentioned a whole lot of things. And this is what I want to ask. How many of us actually practiced at least one of those things that she mentioned? Because it's beyond just listening to this program every single month. The real way you can really maximize this is by practice. So how many of us tried it out? Be sincere with yourself and be sincere with God. So you are still using Mercy as your profile picture. How many of us tried it out? Ms. Doka, did you try it? All right. Now, this is what I want us to do right after this Mind Talk. ensure that you rewatch the video. Ensure you rewatch the video and then put those key things to practice. I know some of us had our jottings from the last Mind Talk. The only way it can be effective is by putting it into practice. I personally remembered one thing that she mentioned. She said when she started on LinkedIn, she would make a post and then she will see only one like and one comment. Guess who liked and commented? She. And then she was wondering what was going on. Other people were making posts and then she was like, am I a chin-chin? Other people will make posts and then they'll get 1,000 likes, they get a lot of connections. And then she began to share with us what are the key steps to take if you truly want to achieve that kind of growth. It's beyond just knowing the skills. If nobody knows, let me share one thing with us that I remember from the last Mind Talk. Now, imagine with me for a minute that you are trying to wink at somebody. You are winking at somebody, you are doing like this with both eyes. And then the lights are off. It's currently dark where you are. What do you think will happen? Nobody is going to see you. You know you are doing something, okay? So you can have all the skills in the world, but if nobody sees you, you are not in the best position for that. Are you following me? So let's ensure that we go back to the topic of the last Mind Talk and then maximize that opportunity. Welcome to this month's Mind Talk. Somebody say welcome to this month's Mind Talk. Speak to your neighbor. I just want all of you are not smiling. It's Monday morning now. Haba. All right. So what's this month's Mind Talks topic? Maximizing what? Mentorship. Maximizing. Mentorship. Now, this is a very, very powerful topic. Believe me when I say it's a very, very powerful topic. If you don't have your jotter and your pen right now with you, bring out your phone, download Keep Notes or whatever note application and begin to jot. Whatever you are going to learn here is going to make the difference in you. Are we following? Mr. Blessing? Thank you very much.
All right, a round of applause, please. Do you want me to take us back to the level of Atama? A round of applause, my friend. Now somebody say now. Somebody say now. Now. Aha. So we are about to get into the middle of the event. No wasting of time at all. And what is the next thing on our agenda? Sincerely, I'm not fit to do it. So I have the honor of bringing to this podium to invite our amazingly adjectives are not coming today. But when I look at the picture and what I can see in the real life, somebody say, wow. Say, we love you, sir. We love you, sir. Aha. So I want to bring to this podium our amiable president of SQI College of ICT, in person of Dr. Adeyemisi Aderito. Please. Ovation, please.
Good morning, everybody. I'm excited to be with us once again. Let's have our seats. Everyone, let's have our seats. Always excited to be with us. And the faces are all looking good. It's not looking like faces that coded throughout the night. Yeah, they're looking relaxed. Okay, so this is another Mind Talk program. I would say a place where we make giants. We make people in classroom. We make giants in Mind Talk program. The last time an alumnus of SQI reached out to me and said he's applying for the post of Vice President Engineering at, what's the name of this company again? JP Morgan, thank you. He's applying for the post of Vice President Engineering at JP Morgan in the UK. I knew it is Mind Talk that is working on him. As this was, I would say, if I'm to choose someone that have implemented the lessons of Mind Talk so much, it is this one person that I'm talking about. I will quickly give you a brief about him before I go ahead to introduce our guest speaker for today, so as to prepare your mind to be able to be ready to learn. This was someone that I would say finished from SQI in 2013. After he has studied in a polytechnic for his ND. So his 1 year 1 year IT. He spent it as SQI, learning, okay? Then, after that, he proceeded to Lautech. Now, it was at Mind Talk that he was taught that no matter the knowledge you have, don't you ever think you now know more than your lecturers. Don't you ever act and give attitude of you are bigger than your lecturers. They will show you. They will show you. So when he went back to school, he made sure that even when he noticed an error in a code in class, he never make attempt to correct the lecturers in class. It is after class that he goes to their offices and be like, sir, ma, I noticed something. I just want to come and share with you, ma. He will never call it, I want to come and correct you. Are you getting what I'm talking about? Now, before he finished, before he got to 400 level at his university, the lecturer got so comfortable with him that they themselves will call him, invite him to their offices and say, they were comfortable because they could not see any sign of pride in him. Then he will now be the one to encourage, like he shared with me, he encouraged his HOD, who was a woman at that time. I was telling the HOD that, Mama, Emma, worry, don't worry. Just start the class and let the student feel like you have already taught me. You now invite me to come and explain to them. So I will come and just do the rest. The HOD was excited about it. With all of these things, it made them to love him more. Now, fast forward to his final year, he already got a job during his IT. He got a job as an IT student in an organization in Nori. Within 2 months, they transferred him to Abuja. It is beyond his skills. So. He wasn't the only one that can code. He met some people there. But he saw some kind of character that he was just a wow. Aside his excellent skill, he has excellent character. They transferred him to Abuja. They made him lead of the product they are working on. They made him a manager. Before he left that company, sir, he became their CTO. All the supervisors and managers that interviewed him were still there. He became their CTO before he left that company. Now, it was at that company when they were supposed to have a, what do we call it, final year defense at his university. And then he just called his professor and said, sir, I am at work in Abuja and the work is so huge. I can't make the defense. How can you help me, sir? The professor responded to him and said, you have no problem, no problem. Don't worry, I will explain to the external supervisor. And guess what he got as his result from that defense? Just guess. Just guess. He got his A without showing up. He got his A. He has used his character to win the hearts of best men around him. Now he's in the UK, and again, he's using that same power to knock the door of the, I was scared, you this Ogbomoso boy. So I want to believe we are making another person today for such a feat. The story we'll be able to share in the nearest future. So with me today is Mr. Tayo Sobowale. Now, Mr. Tayo Sobowale is the CEO of the Pitch Business. Pitch Business is not just a business. It is a business that helps to establish other startups. That is their business. They help to establish other businesses, other startups. Whatever the resources they need, the investment they need, even if it's in dollars or billions of dollars, Pitch Business will help you get those things. The human resources you need, that is what they do. And so far, the Pitch Business has established more than 50 other startups. 50 other startups. 50 others. I believe that in his talk this morning, you will be learning from maybe those processes. Yeah, I so much believe that. And you'll be getting to know about even those startups as well. Now, concerning the speaker himself, I'm going to give a brief introduction about him. I believe I have it here. I have it here. Yes, it's too huge to keep it in your head, so I have to put it down on a note. So Mr. Adetayo John Sobowale is a lover of God whose focus is Jesus. He's also a pastor, so you will see pastor vibe in his talk today. And he radiates that in all he does. Primarily, he's a life coach with a vision of raising dependable youth.
A car engine generates power from the expansion of compressed.
4. He's a coach and team manager for Watchtower Football Academy. We have some aspiring footballers that are also programmers here. They will go with you after today, sir. Okay. He sits as the founder and CEO of the Pitch Business Community, a fast developing business development community with business affiliates across the map. He's a business consultant with over a decade worth of experience and expertise in developing SMEs and MSMEs, influencing over 50 startups through trainings, business consulting, brand management, and development. He's a graduate of pure and applied physics, just like our rector, from the prestigious Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Lautech, Ogbomoso, Oyo State, and holds in honor as an executive master's in project management, amongst others. He has a unique way of using Bible science to explain everything, and this is proven by the excellent results in all his business, which produces excellent results as inspired by the Spirit of God. So join me in welcoming Mr. Tayo John Sobowale. You're welcome, sir.
All right. Good morning, everybody. No. You don't sit until you are told to. Let's start from there. Let's start from there. This is a thing that I teach them even in church, you don't sit down until the next person says, sit. You may have your seat now. I want to thank you all for this great opportunity. Indeed, I won't lie, I am home. I needed to read your anthem, and then I realized that I am home. I'm at home. Because the first thing that you mentioned was time. Coincidentally, I'm taking a series of the teachings this month of October, in November, themed Redeeming the Time. So it's a thing that have exposed me to the importance of making the most of the time that you have. Because that heartbeat, that pulse is actually time. The clock that was made after the sound of your heartbeat. So that's why when you are moving so fast, it increases, telling you you are maximizing time. Telling you out of every second that is sounding normally outside, you are taking 2. You are taking 3 steps faster than others. So your heart is the real check of your time. So if it is always sleeping, that means you are wasting it. When you cannot calculate it, you are wasting it. So sleep is for rest. It's for rest. It's not. It's for rest. That's why we're going to rest when you eventually die. All right. Furthermore, before I even say anything, I just need to really say these things that our president have said earlier. He mentioned character and the case study that he picked up with the way he went fast, that even when he was not when I was having my final project at, of course, in LabTech, I remember there was a day, some of my lecturers know that I am who does spiritual things as a pastor, so they give me the respect. But aside from that, this specific time, I won't mention names because we are live, we had to do our final project on soil science in physics. It's a very tough thing. And we started. We started working on it, gave us assignments, directed us to things we were supposed to do. So a specific day, I think I had a collision of a function elsewhere and to be at the meeting. Okay. All right. So are we together? All right. So as a student, a time is going to come when beyond just your studentship, you have other important meetings that are as important as your exams in class, or more important than it. So I had to be in that meeting, and we have a project meeting with my supervisor. So I couldn't make it, hoping that I was going to be in this good book. So God gave me an opportunity. I went to his office. His office was smelling. Ogakilorul office inside. Permit me to speak Yoruba once in a while. And then we discovered that his fridge was dirty. I quickly ran to buy detergent, offloaded his fridge, started washing his fridge. I only went there for my project. So I called one of my friends. Becoming now, we have an opportunity to be in this man's good book. She came around, we washed the fridge together. To cut the long story short, the fridge scored me 72A in my project. Beyond your skills, beyond your brilliance, beyond your I'm busy with my life, there is a place of character. And that is exactly what we need to discuss here. SQI, of course, has been established strongly to pass on knowledge to those of you who are indeed serious to receive. But beyond that, this one is extra. And I won't call it extra. I will tell you it is core to your making it in life. So I'm begging you, this is the place where there is a distinction, not only in your CGPA. This is the distinction. Distinction does not mean you pass. It means you are separate. You are unique. That's distinction. The real meaning of distinction is mean you are unique, you are separate, you are irreplaceable, you are distinct. Do you get the grammar? So, before I move into my talks, I really want to appreciate the leadership of SQI, ICT, Ogbomoso before, but now international. It's a huge honor to be here, and sincerely, deeply, I want to say I appreciate it. I don't know how to call you Mr. Pastor, sir. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And I can see our guy at the back also. It's good seeing you again. Thank you so much. We have a lot to cover, and I would like to integrate it into within the time frame that I have on maximizing mentorship, making the most of mentor-mentee relationships. The purpose, according to our president, was making giants. Making giants. That's a vision. Giants are grown, not by size. We can see that in a man called Goliath, not by how huge you are. Of course, arguably the best player in the whole world is called the diminutive genius. Very small. That's made of diminutive. His name is Lionel Andres Messi. 7 times world best. Very small. So being a giant is not by size. It's not by size. How to make giants is what we are doing here in this room. Let me introduce the topic. There is a saying that if a purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is what? There is no quicker way to wreck a relationship than misunderstanding its purpose. An undefined relationship cannot last. I'm talking generally now. Between your friends, your colleagues in school, your lecturers. Sometimes we used to feel our lecturers are demons. You know, we are scared. When they are passing this way, we pass somewhere else. They are not. There are places where the same lecturer that we are afraid of is being embraced, is being run towards. When they see him or her coming from a distance, mommy, and then they hug, honey, and then they peck. The same lecturer kneels before some people and say, Ekulema. The same person that, it's a function of definition. If that honor is not there in between you two, the knowledge they are passing across to you will not stay. That is the definition of the relationship that you bear. They must yield their results based on their KPI. And because of that, they will not lower that relationship standard no matter how much they like you. Because they know it will be your own wrecker. You will not get it. You will become familiar that you will miss classes and say, if I come to class, I teach you, I will teach you till you know it, and I will set my exams. But if you know I can cheat, she won't talk. You won't come to class. You won't. That man is so tough. It's for a person who does not want to make it in life. And that's the reason why if you don't have anybody in your life that you honor, my dear, you are living in your past, not even in your present. You know what that means? You are only defining the glory of what you have been to where you are. You have no aspiration for what to be in the future because there's no vision. No vision. So there is a need for us to define our relationship. When you are also in a relationship, you must be able to give definition or titles to the persons in the relationship. That's why sometimes you have friends. You call one best friend. That definition makes you not just talk to anybody when you have delicate matters. You go to that best. That's why you call him best. So when you are in a mentor-mentee relationship, it is good that it is defined. That it's not casual. If you will indeed get the best out of this focus for today, mentor-mentee relationship. I know some of you are here, you don't have a mentor. You don't. You don't. You know you don't. I don't want to do head count. You don't. Who is a mentor? Who is a mentor? I'm not going to bog you with too much grammar on that. I'll just say a wise and trusted counselor or teacher. A wise, trusted counselor or teacher. Please, you can underline the word wise. Which means we can have counselors, right? We can have teachers. But the one who is wise, the definition of wise is he has extra to give. He has what to pass on, and he knows how to pass it on. So wise is key in this whole You can have a teacher who is teaching you medicine and teaching you that smoking is wrong, you can damage your system, and the same person is smoking. He's a teacher, but not a wise one. You can sit and say, do I ever make a life? That's how this is what you're going to do. If you like, we have a lot of them in our institutions around. They come to class twice to rush a course that, and tell you go and read the rest up. It's a teacher, but not a wise one. And we have some who are dedicated to ensure that you know it. They will still ask you in class, do you understand? If you say no, they will go back humbly and teach. We have some of them. They are few. They are few around. These are wise teachers. They can even invite you afterwards. Say, see me in my office for more explanation. In Nigeria now, teaching is not a vision. It's a means to meet ends meet. Whereas teaching is supposed to be a career. It's not just, I'm looking for a job, a purpose. But now teaching in Nigeria will you go for lecturing? You cannot successfully be a teacher with that kind of mindset. Because more often than not, teachers are mostly rewarded by the result they produce. Not ogata. I won't say more than that. So you can know the system we are running. And that's why I'm thanking God for a setup like SQI that is saving us from. Can I say this? I don't want to say can I pray, but can I say this? May our children not be held under the compulsion of unions that are not considering them in the name of Jesus. Permit me to say that because it's a thing that I began to look into. And the answer to these things is now. We must raise up settings, startups that will be so loud that cannot be ignored, yet can maintain the right thing. It grows. It starts from now. It starts from now. Please permit me to tell you what the mentor is not. And that's where I'm going to spend a little time. A lot of us have had misconceptions of what a mentor is, which is not. A mentor is not your friend. He is not your family member. A mentor is not your follower. You cannot have a mentor in the person you are leading. A mentor is not your foe. It's not your enemy. Those 4 F's. A mentor is not your friend. Is not your family. Is not your follower. And is not your foe. Now please pay attention to this so that you can understand. They might flow into any of these at times. Meaning that you can find a mentor in your dad. But you must define the relationship when he's mentoring you, not as my dad, but as my mentor. So, you need to wake up wisdom to ask for wisdom. It takes wisdom to recognize wisdom. I need you to activate wisdom this morning. A mentor is not your friend. The mentor might operate with you as friend, but you must not make it casual into friendship. A mentor is not your family member. In fact, it can be your elder brother, your elder sister, even your younger one can mentor you. It's not a function of age. But that's why I said that if you don't define it from the beginning, you're going to have issues. The moment you call the person, this is my mentor, even if you are my dad, when I'm approaching you within that sphere, I must define it. So it is more difficult when you are having one person play different roles. Is your dad is your mentor? Is your elder one is your mentor? Is your, you can want to bring in the rapport of, so it takes extra wisdom. Let's not go into that so that I won't waste much time. So there are times when the mentor might flow into any of these things I mentioned. In fact, it can flow into being your enemy. Mm-hmm. Your mentor can flow. Do you know that So that there is a boy called David. His mentor was his king because he was to be the next king, and yet his king was his foe. That was the person that trained him. The father couldn't. His future was too much for the father to handle. He sent him to the bush. So his mentor was his foe. The mentor, for where he was going, he had to face hardship. And so he was not given a circumstance that will make him robust. I've heard young folks, especially students, I hear something like, I'm going home, and I ask them why. Motiuru. You know, the look I give, Otiuru. I don't understand. So Ru means I'm lame. Look at me, look at my bones, look at my cheekbones, everything I've gone inside. I have to go home. And I'm like, so that's what is taking you home. Yes, I need like a month. A month. You need a mentor. You need a mentor. I believe I'm passing across something to you. So embrace the reality also that your mentor is not a mentor to everybody. Now we have spoken about who a mentor could be. Maybe you now have a mentor. Those of you that have a mentor, those of you that are going to have a mentor, maybe possibly after now. And then you see the mentor, maybe, hey, let me give you an analogy. I need a drama to explain this. Okay. Let me use your dad. You are a twin. You, Charles, have found a mentor in your dad. Okay? Your twin brother or your twin sister, Charlotte, have not found a mentor in the dad. So, at the point of mentorship, maybe he is an engineer, you are to be an engineer, but Charlotte is to be a hairdresser or international relation officer, not having anything to do with your dad. In the place of work, Charlotte walks in, embraces the dad pecks her forehead. Oh, I brought a gelato for you. Oh, wow, that's nice, take it together. And you were there hitting the spanner on your fist and you're like, why is it that daddy hates me? And you two now, dad, have you finished what you're doing? No, what are you doing here? I thought, don't imagine that your mentor will be a mentor to all. He is your mentor. So even when you walk into your mentor's office and you see him joking with others, don't think there will be an extension to you. Are you following, please? These are misconceptions of things. People have stopped, he hates me, and they stop calling that person. You are the one that is affected, not him. He does not like me. I don't even like going to her office. She just frown. She not even make a joke. Except only if the joke will help your career. I hope I'm not offending some people here. Please forgive me if I am. Maybe I'm already talking like a mentor. Okay, so some of these things that I wrote down actually are part of the things that I've gone through. Okay, so I've been leading for quite a while. And I think a number of youths have passed from under me. And some of the things I'm saying are not head thoughts things. They are things that have actually happened in reality. I have had people think, this guy does not like me. And they leave. Because sincerely, if I am mentoring you, you will know. You can't guess it. Is he mentoring me or not? I'm fun to be with. I'm very jovial. I laugh. I play. But if I'm mentoring you, one thing is that me, I know I will give account. You know, it's not a Whether you like it or not, as far as we agree, we give account. So I do it as one that one day they will call and say, oh yeah, this life that was in your hand, how did you handle it? I must have something to say. So that is what compels me. You know, one of my boys is in Lagos now, he's doing very fine. Then he came to my house to visit me, and we were together, 10:30. I knew he wanted to sleep over, but he didn't tell me, he didn't take permission. I waited until it was around to 11. I said, young man, take your things and start going home. Sir, I came to stay over. Next time you will tell me, can I stay over? Don't intrude into my night time. Take your things and go home. One day he came and said, do you love me? Because I did that not once, not twice. He came to ask me, do you even love me? And I'm like, what does love have to do with this? Of course I do. And he was like, then why do you? He said, it is necessary for me to teach you what you need to know. You don't come to my place to surprise me with visit. If you're coming from UK, you will go back home. Except if I'm not mentoring you. You are going back. They know that for you are going back. The door, that's where you are going to stay. You don't surprise me with your visit. I'm not a lazy man. I have itinerary. I have schedule. And I must teach you to know that in the world of your dad and your child, you can be surprising each other. Not in this fair. You must know that you too must have your itinerary. So we look at where it frees us and then we meet. Not just at home where we need to be based on what we want to discuss. You don't surprise. I don't like surprises. I'm mentoring you, surprise me. You are the one that will be surprised. I'll just walk away. My people know me. All right, this guy is tough. No, you need to see where I'm joking. I play a lot. All right, listen to this. Talks and titles are cheap. Talks, titles are cheap. I can call Dr. Derito, you're my mentor, sir. Some of you might be making a mistake. I think Prof is my mentor. The way we have been rolling is more firm on me than others. I can call you my mentor. You can agree that I'm your mentee. But it is the activities that we interact with from one end to the other that truly validates the mentorship relationship. Sir, you are my mentor, sir. Let's say we have agreed. And then no communication, nothing. Until we see again. In fact, until you are free. Until you have time. You are traveling, he does not know. You are around, he does not know. The next time you see, he say, you even post his picture on your status, see my mentor. Tall. You only have men, no? There's no tall at the back. There's nothing there. It's empty. So, talks and titles are cheap in this focus. Your actions are what truly defines who you are and who you act towards. Talks and titles are cheap. Your actions are what truly defines who you are to who you are acting towards. So don't act like a friend to the one who should be your mentor. Ends. Don't act as a friend to somebody who should be your mentor. How can you act as a friend? Good afternoon, sir. And you are the one that stretch your hand to him first. That's friendship. Good afternoon. You walk into his office, and before you know it, you have already dropped your diary on his table. Good morning. Come in. You came in, you dragged the seat, you sat down. I want to talk to you. That's not mentorship. Good afternoon. The next thing is you place your hand on the desk. Ma, Abba. I can't give you. I purposely highlighted some of these things so that you can go and check what are the ethics that will help you. Don't forget that we are not just talking about making a mentor. Thank God that I've been graced to break this into 2 series. So we are going to be talking about how to make a mentor, how to maintain a mentor, how to maximize a mentor, and how you can mar your mentorship relationship in the next series. So I don't want to talk too much about this in this very episode. So please understand these things. Go and find out what are the ethics of a mentee. You are the mentee. And there's some of us here that you are also a mentor to others. So just oppose all those things if you're going to yield results in your relationship. I'm begging you. Like I said again, I know some of us in this room are indeed, we don't have any mentor. The truth is you do. You do. You have not just accepted. And it will be difficult for stubborn and proud people to quickly recognize their mentor. Very difficult. Because normally you are supposed to have been given what we call a life coach. It should be your parent. Should be your parent. But some parents have not also grown right to raise you right. Some parents, you gossip with others before your children. You are raising a decaying future for them. You talk about everybody around you as bad before your child. You are raising a toxic child in the community. Look at Lagbaja. She's the one that caused all this problem that we have, and she's fetish. You are saying, oh, he's still small. When the words you are raised with is not that of grace, my dear, that is what you are going to carry. No matter what you're doing, you will suspect everybody. It's not your fault, it's how you were grown. So you are supposed to have a life coach that will teach you. I call it VAMP. VAMP. V-A-M-P. I hope I'm not jumping here. Possibly I will be touching that next. Let me maintain. So let me quickly go into how do you identify a mentor. How do you identify a mentor? Oh, thank you very much. How do you identify a mentor? Do you still love me? Because that was what we started with. Please, let's maintain the love. Anyway, how do you identify a mentor? Like I said earlier, your mentor must be wise. Must be wise. Number 2, experienced. Experience, in other words, is you must have understanding of what is mentoring you on. Number 3, a mentor is a leader. You know, we have people that are good with something, but they will tell you, well, if you guys want to do it, you know, a mentor must be a leader. A mentor must have integrity. Integrity. Let me say this one, you can underline it. A mentor must be interested in mentoring you. Must be interested. You don't force yourself under mentorship. Must be interested. But there are ways, when we touch and maximizing it, there are ways you can make them interested. I call it stay hot and stay sharp. If you stay hot, if you stay sharp, you will not miss the fullness in the package of your mentorship relationship with your mentor. A mentor must also be firm. Firmness. Not the one that will change his mind today, change his mind tomorrow, change his mind. As a mentor, he must be firm. A mentor must be unsentimental. A mentor must be unsentimental. A mentor must be a pursuer of growth. A pursuer of growth. This one is also very important as much as the interest is important. Because when you get to the point where you are wowing your mentor, your time together is already elapsed, is already getting to a close. Wow, wow, wow. Every time. What's in time? As your mentor, wow, this is good. But come. What next after this? And I feel, no. Let me have this next plan. Can't I rest? Must be someone who believes in growth. So once you have reached the peak at which the mentor can take you further, we'll go into when you and the mentor should part ways. That might not be today, definitely. Might not be in this episode. Then finally, a mentor must be influential. There are things you see your mentor do that influences you. Mostly the results. This guy. I thought but when you look at your mentor, he has gone again. Well, the things that we are saying, and we already, I was training some of my, about 10 people on the leadership. I started some weeks ago. So I told them, every day, this time, on Saturday night, you will sign in on the group on WhatsApp. You will write, sign in. And when you are done, on Sunday morning, you will write, sign out. Which means you must keep late nights studying. And I gave them what to study. So when they started, I saw sign in. The minimum that spent was 1 hour. Some of them slept around 3, 4 a.m. When they were signing out, I was telling them, okay, sing. Okay, sing. Okay, sing. On Sunday morning, I'm a pastor. You know what that means? I was going to preach all day. I'm a coach. After I finished in church, I went to the field for training because my team is in the quarterfinals of the Gumosho Cup that they are playing. So I came back late at night, and I'm here this morning. Now, that was their own first night. That's how I do every night, Saturday into Sunday morning. Then on Sunday, I hold personal retreats. I had to beg God to release me for this one. Sunday morning, I don't go out. You must have influence. What are you doing as a mentor, or is your mentor doing that is influencing you from a distance? The mentor must have that. You cannot look at your mentor and disdain him by choice. The life must be influential. So, let me start rounding up. When do I need a mentor? When do I need a mentor? I'm going to mention 3 major stages in your life bracket that a mentor is needed. Before you start a new thing, have what we call consultation. I started a project, a movement called Stream. Stream is survival, thriving, and multiplying. Stream. I've had to speak with a number of youths that are committing suicide or that are about to commit suicide. I think I was talking to one of recent because of business failure. They've taken loans. They've, taken loans. Some of them don't know how to handle business and they are already in debt. It's sweet to say, we'll do it this way, we'll do it this way, we'll do it this way, then just draw the line and, this is a good business. Who is criticizing that your idea? Telling you it will fail? Are you wishing me wrong? No. Plan for it. Plan for it. You have wireframes of thought lines that you cannot control that will determine the end of your plan. The moment you say this person will supply, that person has wireframe of thoughts that can make him fail. He will supply by 9 a.m. By 9 a.m. the bike has wireframe that can make it break down. So A lot of youths, especially now that you are rushing into entrepreneurship, they are just going on the Broadway. Ah, this business is moving. Ah, rush into it. This is moving. Now everybody rushing into POS. POS here. Ah. I do POS too. I manage a business for someone with POS in Ogumosho here with about 13 locations. And there's a manager in charge. Of course, my staff don't know me. I'm not the one in charge. I'm just managing it from a distance. And I called the manager and said, are you aware that they're about to change the currency of Nigeria? He said, yes, sir. Have you planned towards that? No, sir. Go and give me your plans. Let's talk to our plugs, the bankers we have, so that we can have cash. So while others are folding off, we are still relevant. I've seen it. But a little POS, they don't know. December something now, new cash will start. And some of them will fold up because they cannot, because they are reducing the amount of currency, cash that they are releasing. So you will not get as much cash as you have before. So charges must increase. If you maintain relevance. But this thing is just a fellowship POS. There will be a difference between how you handle yours because you consulted. At the beginning of a thing, consult. When do you need a mentor? Along the road, as you are progressing. That's the place of giving reports. This is how far I have gone. Speed is useless in the wrong direction. And the last one is when you are at crossroads. In the tech world, I'm sure this is something that you don't have a choice. You have to have a tech mentor because you might write some codes that will work normally. And you are like, there's nothing wrong in this thing now. Me, I stopped at HTML. Don't laugh at me. I still did something. Until the time when they brought out Dreamweaver. Came on my Dream on low editor Dreamweaver, you just design it, write the code for you. That's when I gave up because I spent time learning Notepad, HTML, using opening tag, closing tag, body text. When they brought that thing out, I was just like, let's move to another thing. This is not my life. This is not my life. So it gave me an idea. Sometimes you write everything, Markway is supposed to be moving, and you press enter, you do not work. You go back to check, there's nothing here now. So it's like this thing have his own mind. And somebody else will come and touch it and the thing will work. What did you do? What did you do is mentorship. So if you have that, you will spend less time. So at crossroads, let me stop at those three because my time actually is... So talent, skills, and gifts are good virtues and character that attract mentors to you faster. You will see somebody who is talented, he will quickly have mentors. If you see somebody who is skillful, there was a time when they had this, is it Alt's Prize now at Lautech that I was opportune to be a judge. There was a young set of people that pitched their idea and everybody started talking. Others have pitched their ideas that, okay, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 people spoke. But one set of people spoke and everybody started talking. And then one of the judges said, you have provoked the intelligence of the judges. You know why? They saw a potential. People will be more interested in you when you pick up the mic at Project Fame and you give that wonderful song. You will see them saying, see me after you are done. Are you getting the point? So don't hide your talents or skills. It attracts mentors faster. So mentorship relationship is also a time investment. And for every investment, there must be what? ROI. That's business. For every investment, there must be returns. Understand that your mentor is investing in you. Okay? So don't waste the time of your mentor if you don't desire to multiply the seed that is sowing into you. Don't waste his time. I have my ways of how I check who I mentor. Before now, I mentor just anybody. You know why? Because I had time. Now, I don't have that much time. So before I mentor you, the first thing I check is your interest. So you know what I do? Some of them are in this room. They ask me a question and I ignore it. Once you come to me and say, I ask you a question and you did not answer, I will apologize. I've dropped mentorship. Once you follow up, sir, the question I asked you the last time, you have not answered me yet. When was that? Please reply me again on WhatsApp. I may not answer. You don't feed an already filled person. I don't have time to be one of the. If you want to pick one of the, wait for me to preach or teach on your matter. I'm going to pick it online. You will not sit with me one-on-one. That investment is too expensive for you to waste my time. After I finish with you, you're now going to meet a friend and say, what do you think about this? So I will know in your need before I commit myself. Do you get the point? So in your need, if you have gotten that answer elsewhere, I'm not here to celebrate I'm the mentor of 1 million people. No. I need only one. I need only one that I will use and they will be calling me. We heard you are the one that. But I have 1 million people. We heard your mentors are your mentees are everywhere. Doing what? Do you understand the point now? So I check closely how needful you are of that mentorship because it's expensive. I'll have to check on you. I'll have to get reports, analyze your reports, plus my work. You now do that for 500 people. I will die. They told me that I'm already having white hair on my beard already. I will just die. So you must understand that it's a time investment. So you will answer for it, and life has a way of serving you your own served meal. You get the point? It's a slang. If you waste the time of your mentor, life has a way. They call it nemesis. Somebody also is coming to waste your time. So the mentorship core is your life coach. You can have many mentors on tech, many mentors, but you have to have one that will run through all. Like I said earlier, mostly it's meant to be your parent. So life coach mostly is parental. It integrates every other thing you do. For example, who teaches you not to be lazy? It's your life coach. Your tech mentor will just say, go and write this code. Your academics mentor will just say, go and study on this part. But it is your life coach that teaches you how to keep late nights, how to be diligent, how to know how to dress. Some of you enter inside room and everybody look at you, not for good, but for the ugly odor you carry. Your mentor will not spend too much time with you in that room. You are choking him and he won't tell you because you don't have that kind of relationship. It's the truth though. Imagine if doctor now buys roll-on for you. You will feel embarrassed. But I know I've done that to some people. Say, hello, go and buy this, go and buy that. I don't want to smell this again. I don't have what is a lie. Sweat is waste product. So while you are walking, as I am now, I'm sweating. And I might not be opportune to go and clean up, to go and bathe because of my activities. So you use antiperspirant that will neutralize the smell. I don't have Buddha. Some of you will just pass. You cannot enter your mentor's room. The entire place is filled with your aura. We'll be touching some of those things when we are talking about marrying your relationship with the mentor. How you eat. It is part of the reasons why your mentor cannot take you out. You are even breaking bone. Inside all. SQI is preparing us for the future. You might be in the Ogbomoso branch, my dear. I'm hoping that by the time you meet the branch from South Africa, you will not become inferior. You are being prepared. I remember when I was talking about something like this to some set of people, there's a young lady that I was I was teaching them how to use cutlery. Your tech coach cannot teach you that. You know someone I'm talking about, life coach now? Oh yeah, all of you. In church, you are coming to church with fork and knife. I'm going to teach you how to eat with it. I'm preparing you for tomorrow. Lo and behold, a few months after that, she got a job at DSTV. But then, before then, she had to go through training. Sir, fork and knife. She was like, thank God I learned. Some of you will have put fork on your right hand, because it's the one you're going to use to pick. You're going to think Jeshua. You are good with Teco, and they are watching you. As you are good, others are good. But they are watching you. You don't even know when you are done how to place the fork that I'm done. When you finish, you just drop the spoon. There is somebody who represented Nigeria in a function who, after they served him liquid. I don't know which liquid, whether it's water or tea. He drank, returned the cup, faced up. They served him again. Thank you very much. Thank you. Drank, returned the cup. They kept on serving him. Until he was like, it's okay. They served him again. In Nigeria, Jack is enjoying. Because each cup is not small money. He was supposed to turn the cup over. Do you think they will send him again? Some of you will make tea and use spoon. It's in your house, don't try it outside. The teaspoon is to stir. You drop it, then you pick your cup and sip. You don't. Someone is saying, hey. Sir, that is the place of a mentor. When you eat together, how are you eating? You are going to take fork and knife next time. You see, that is beyond if then else. Tell your neighbor you need a mentor. So I splitted mentorship into two. I said mentorship core, that is the life coach that teaches you everything. And they install what I call VAMP app into you, because I'm talking to tech guys. VAMP means virtual automated mentorship program. Things that, the book I read says, train up a child in the way he should go. That's VAMP. When he's old, he will not depart from it. That's from your life coach. Things you will take all through your life. It's called VAMP. I call it VAMP so that you won't forget. VAMP.apk. Virtual automated mentorship program is to be installed in you by your life coach. And then we have facilitative mentorship, which is the management of those things. That's your tech, your career, academics. And then the mentorship's involvement in your life is time-based. As I round up, it is to be for a time, except for your life coach alone. After a time, you are meant to reduce in how much time you see each other. You get the point? So it's supposed to be a V-shaped relationship. When you start together, gradually, a long time, how are you doing? I'm fine, sir. Gradually, then you are able to stand on your own. Thank you very much for having me. I hope I've been able to pass across something in this time.
Thank you, sir. The first lesson has been learned, sir. We refuse to sit down. We can all sit down. Okay. I think this is a big intro into a big lesson. The kind of lesson that makes us. If I have learned this, before starting SQI. SQI would have been 6 years earlier. I mean it. Sometimes I cry inside. What we are doing today is what we were supposed to be doing 6 years ago. And that was because it was 6 years after that I met some people that said, ìyá ti jẹ́ o, ó bá ti máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. You should have done this, you should have visited this place, you should have called this person. What you were doing for 6 years should have been done in 3 days now. And I remember that words. Unfortunately, in this field, there were no people in this field. Who sent this? In this field, it was hard to get someone as a mentor then. University were not producing graduates in this line as at then. No professor in this line, no one that has, people that could have put you through are far. The gate is so far. Those, big men are so far. And before you reach people like those, that's the part of things I believe you're still going to teach us. How can I connect someone big there that have done all of these things and he'll be able to show me the way? Have we been able to learn anything this morning? Has anybody installed any app this morning? Which app did you install? The Vamp app. Don't uninstall it. And don't let it get corrupted. The next session now is to invite Mr. Sobowale for a discussion. I think you saw someone now and you said that's the Walga. Was it the restaurant that you saw? Okay, it's no longer there. Oh, I see. So it's going to be a form of a discussion. And my heart troubles about mentorship will be discussed with you, sir. Hope you are not tired yet, sir. Thank you so much. But before we go into that, I would just like to have one or two persons give me one or two things that you picked from the first session. After the second session, the last thing we'll be doing today will be a display of technology. We used to do that regularly before in mind talks. We display technology, maybe a new technology. We are the first to display a 3D machine right here in Nigeria. I did not see the display anywhere. It might be anywhere else, but we display it even when SQL was still very fast. To challenge each other. So that will be final session that will be concluding with today. So Let me take the part where one or two persons will just share one or two things that you have learned today, and maybe how you're going to apply it. And it shouldn't exceed a minute. Somebody? One. Another person? Two. Please come. Put your hands together for him, please. Your name?
My name is Odetu Ishinofu.
How are you sounding like Davido?
And that's my voice.
All right, please go.
Yeah, actually, this is my first time here. I'm just enrolling to this program. Yeah, this brother talked about not talking about bad person, not talking bad about person when a kid is there. I think that's a really good point, because I think a mentor should have a good character. A mentor should have a good character because he's an example to the little kids. So a mentor should have a good character. He's an example.
Yeah, great. Put your hands together for that. A mentor should have a good character. Because the fact is that you learn through what you see than what you hear. Is that correct, sir? Yeah, you learn through what you see than what you hear. So if it's giving you so many wrong things to see, it may be negating even the things it teaches with his mouth. So, second person, please come. Is he a popular person in school? What's his name? Pastor. All right. What's your real name?
Victor.
Yeah. Victor. You're Pastor Victor. Are you a programmer here? NIH student. Programming? Yes. Wow. All right. Let's have yours.
I learned that a mentor-mentee relationship should be defined. Should be a defined one, and there should not be too much familiarity between a mentor and a mentee. And I learned that a mentor is not your friend, it's not your family member, it's not your foe. But sometimes the person might be your family member in the case of your father, but in that instance, you treat the father as a mentor. And I also learned that you should not expect your mentor to be a mentor to other people. Like, the person might be strict to you, but might be friendly to others, so you should understand.
Thank you. Put your hands together for him. He picked a lesson that I also, installed in me. He said a mentor is not a family member. I met someone in 2006. He's like a friend. I didn't know that I was supposed to make him a mentor. He was a friend that was already making waves. He had a consulting firm in Allen Avenue in Lagos. As at that time, for his consulting firm rent alone, he pays 5 million naira per year. As at that time, sir. He consults for banks and big organizations. Now, I was in a car with him one day with another friend, like 3 of us. And he bought something. He bought bread and akara. And he ate it all. He didn't give us. And because of that, we were offended. He didn't even ask. He asked politely, just be ethical, ask. I was looking at bread and akara. Instead of me to be asking questions on how is he getting this thing done, how was he able to get banks' attention? That they could give him consulting jobs to do. How was he able to maintain business and pay 5 million naira for rent alone? How? There were so many how. Just later I realized that those things don't come easily. What? These are things that can break and kill and destroy you. Banks don't just give you consulting jobs. It was later. No, I shouldn't have learned it by myself. He was supposed to just teach me maybe in 5 statements, and I will be fine. But because I was looking at something else, I don't want to mention it again. I missed that part. So once again, For the last part of the mentoring talk session, I want to invite Mr. Tayo Sobowale. Please come over, sir. You can have your seat, sir. Now, in this section, you are permitted to raise your hands. You are permitted to share experience. You are permitted to be part of this session. Yes. And maybe while you are contributing, maybe some corrections will be made as well. Now, sir, you discuss about why we need a mentor. And while you were mentioning that, I remember a quote by Thomas Edison. I want everybody to listen to this. Thomas Edison, when they told him, "You failed 2,000 times," he said, "No, I found 2,000 ways by which you cannot make a light bulb." Okay? 2,000 ways. Somebody say 2,000. Now, I do not know how many days or weeks or months or years one of those trials cost him. I don't know. So the number of years the 2,000 attempt cost him, I do not know. But when Thomas Edison was making that statement, he was already an old man. Now, he has a wealth of 2,000 ways by which a light bulb cannot be made. Let's now assume that a light bulb is a business like Microsoft that I also want to start now. If I have Thomas Edison, it means Thomas Edison should be able to reduce that 2,000 ways to one for me. That's the power of a mentor. Are you getting what I'm talking about? So if the 2,000 ways cost him 40 years, it means he will be able to reduce that 40 years to maybe 40 days. And I will be done with the light bulb. Now, I only mentioned about time. I did not mention about resources that it might cost him. Some people may not survive that 2,000 ways. They may die at 1,021 ways. And they will say, I tried. But if that person that died at 1,021 ways met with Thomas Edison, he would have been able to create a light bulb successfully. So, which means whatever we want to do, there are always a lot of ways, thousands of ways to fail at what you want to do now. Thousands of ways to fail. And just like you said, it's easy to draw chart. I drew a lot of it. Drew it like X like this and say, I will create this thing. And 1 million people will buy it as 1,000 each. And I will now become a billionaire. Then I will now start out. The first thing I want to do now is I want capital. That's where it will die. Even just capital, it does not know how to find one. It doesn't know how to obtain one. He gets to bank and they say bring collateral, and now he's angry. Why would you say I should bring collateral? Then it means you don't want to borrow me money. One way, he's dead. But the mentor could say, that's not how to start. You don't go to bank first. You expect the bank to risk their money when you have not shown anything, when you have not proved anything, when you have nothing to put to ground. No, you start with family and friends. Ask this and that. Then you begin to realize that so it's as easy as this. That person that is teaching you, that makes it look easy, has gone through hell. Hell. Sometimes he has even gotten his fingers burnt. Sometimes it almost cost him to commit suicide. And now, when you now want to commit suicide, he's laughing. Say, Lori Kilovek, he's laughing. And now you look at him and say, you are laughing, eh? He laughs again. Because of, you want to commit suicide? It will happen. Oh, Tisheta, more are still coming. That's the work of him. It's like riding on a boat over the waves of the sea. It guides you away from the storm And to you, it will look as if, this is exciting. Did I make any sense, sir? I am very sure with the business that you set up, that you try to bring up a lot of people into business, you will have seen a lot of things in this life. A lot of things in this life. I would like to share one more thing. I think my daughter came to me one day. She was, I think, 5 or 6 then. And she asked me, she said, Daddy, how come mommy knows all my assignments? And I look at her, I said, because mommy has been in primary 1 before. Mommy has been where you are now before. Because she was feeling like, mommy did not attend class. Mommy didn't attend class with me. I will bring the assignment home, and she will just be telling me what to write. How come? He knows all my assignment. Sometimes the mom will insist that they must take the assignment by themselves. Then after hours, you will now go ahead and help them. You write it here. What are you doing? You write it there after hours. So they will be surprised. Mommy, you know this one again? Primary 1 assignment. Oh. My wife is a graduate. Primary 1 assignments. He's surprising them. But that is the fact about this journey. You just be like, how come he knows what to do? The simple answer is, he has been there before. Now, I'd like to ask you, one thing you mentioned that, penetrated me, like my own. I was looking at something else, okay? Has anything like that happened with you before, that someone that is supposed to be learning was offended because you did not care for him or her like his or her mother? You did not ask him if he has eaten. You did not ask him if he has a cream to cream his body at home. Someone that treats you like a friend or like a family and miss the goal of the relationship. Is there any experience like that you'd like to share, sir?
Okay. Well, one of the things that is permits me, because I'm still inside the whole mentorship thing, so I would like to say some major things on air. All right, but definitely there are still. Thank you very much. Definitely there are a number of people that has happened to in between us. There was a young man that I trained. He was my assistant. So there was a time when he was supposed to now have his own. Behind him, I recommended him for that,
okay,
which he eventually got.
Behind him?
Behind him.
He doesn't know about it.
But later, I gave him his letter that now you are now on your own.
On your own.
As a leader. After a year, I purposely don't ask him for anything. Give me reports, I don't. So I just released him. After a year, I now called him and said, you have never invited me to the place where you are now, not once. So that is not honor. There are a few things that I felt I did not teach. I knew I did not pass across to him when he was going. And I told him, I take Mario. But it was after that time that he now invited me over. To cut long story short, today he's not more in that position. In short, he's not in that field anymore. Sometimes I think it could be that reason. Where he is now, he's doing fine. He's okay. But not in that field. Now, he spent a number of years in Ogbomoso to learn, to stay in the place of learning, not in where he is now. So, sometimes I sit down and think, have this time been wasted? Why didn't he last? Because there's something that there's a saying: if you honor your leaders, you will last long where you are going. It does not mean you will not get there, but you will last long. So that is one of so many. Some people think because they are skilled, they have a future before them. They tend to, we're leaving, we're going. Okay? You're free to go. So there are instances. In fact, when you were talking, you mentioned something on mommy and the children. Like I said earlier, a lot of youths are actually being depressed because of business. Some are concluding there is nothing good I can do with my life. Anything I do, it does not work. And yet, maybe they are in number 15 of the 2000.
You already concluded.
Anything I do, it does not work. And a lot of youths have given up because of that. So there is a need for this kind of, not just teaching now, the understanding of the place of a mentor, what is expected for you to do. Like I said when I was talking earlier, that it's an investment and there must be ROI. Because sometimes when you hear go, you may not have gotten everything yet. When you feel, I think now, it's your thinking. Only for you to know that when you go, so sir, I didn't know there was something else in front. A mentor is the future of you. So I can mention instances.
Yes.
So I just want to, because I don't want to mention specifics. And so I can mention like the one I also gave earlier about the young man that asked me, "Do you hate me?" No, he said, "Do you love me?" That one I can even still. He said, "Do you?" Because he's still in communication with me till now.
Okay.
Do you love me? That question was on my street. I was saying,
what would make a mentee ask a mentor that question? Do you love me?
At all?
At all. He put at all.
Yes, sir.
So what could prompt such kind of question?
Well, I think first is, some of us here might not have that issue, because now we are prepared for what we are expecting in a mentor-mentee relationship. Unlike him, he has a misconception of definition.
Misconception of definition.
He did not really define it. He's still seeing it as possibly colleagues, because I use, in Yoruba land, I use air for him. So there is still this mutual respect that is given from one person to the other. But I knew when I got the instruction to mentor him. So he was expecting that I was going to be rolling with okay, when you stay over, okay, no problem, you can stay. Oh, no.
I think you mentioned part of this during your talk.
Yes, I did.
You said a mentor is not this, it's not that, it's not this. It's not a friend, it's not a family member. You mentioned one other thing. Yes, and it's not your enemy as well.
Foe, yes.
Yes. Now, if I'm mistaking you, let's assume you are in a business now. It's so easy for you. You control thousands of staffs, and here am I trying to start out, and just 2 persons to direct just 2 members of staff is an issue for me. I have so many issues. So now I approach you. This business, you have been in it for decades, and you are doing great. Can you just show me the way so that I don't have to spend all those things with you? If I make a mistake of thinking that you are my mommy, I will expect mommy's care from you.
Exactly.
Like I will expect you to ask if I have eaten. However, you as a mentor will know that you already know that life is unfair.
True, sir.
Did I say something?
Yes.
I just remember something. When people mention it and say life is unfair, I look at you just know. Are you just knowing? You should have known these things now. So you think life is nice? So probably he doesn't know yet that life is unfair. the mentor already does. That life does not care if your dad died when you were just 3 years old. Life does not care. They won't because of that give you the projects. They won't because of that give you the job. So now the mentor wants him or her to see early that this life is not about sleeping and waking up anytime you like. It doesn't matter if you hit or not. You have to get things done.
Exactly, sir.
So now he's surprised all of a sudden that he's not asking if I have eaten just like my mom will do. So I think from your talk you've mentioned that part.
Yes, I do.
The moment you do not understand who a mentor is not, you get to expect what you should not be expecting.
And sometimes you compare how he relates with others.
You compare
To you,
how
that
it
can
is-
further fuel your dislike. Because it happened to me with my life coach. At a point I was like, I'm not doing again. Because okay, fine, let me say I was giving him benefit of doubts before, that okay, maybe he's busy, I know he's busy, but then somebody now came to me and said, I want to meet with your mentor. I took him from Ogbomoso to Ilorin. We met with him, they spoke, they started a relationship. Only for one day after doing my thoughts, the person that I linked up called me and said, didn't daddy call you? I said, no. Oh no, he said, are you going for this meeting?
Okay.
I said, no, I'm not going. Didn't daddy call you? I said, no. He said, because daddy called him. And I was like, what? Not to him. Inside. He called you that I took to him. He didn't call me. So I got offended. I locked up. I'm no more going to. Let's just leave it.
You're no longer my mentor.
I'm not. I will respect and honor. I'm not doing anything extra. Until I got choked at the point, and I, out of honor, went to see him, and then he began to download, and I broke down. I realized that I was comparing. I was comparing someone else, and you know, our minds can be funny. Assumption is the cheapest level of knowledge you can get from anything. Cheapest. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. You can just sit down there and assume and picture
Decide it on your own.
It is very, very easy to access. You don't need data.
No facts.
You don't need light. You don't need power. Just sit down and think it. And unfortunately, a lot of us live our lives based on that. Our entire life. How volatile our future is based on assumptions. You don't do that. So later I began to understand the realities that, this is why, this is what, this is. And that's why I said, all I'm talking about here today, they are not, I didn't read any book to prepare this. They are things that I carved out of my life and relationship with people. All I've said so far, I didn't read any book. I didn't go online. I didn't check Google.
With what you have said, wouldn't it have been better if you asked him that, sir, I brought someone to you. But you did not bother to call me at all about a meeting. You are not calling the new person I brought to you.
The things he said the next time I got there made me realize that I've been foolish. That he's thinking about me more than I'm even thinking about. But because I was expecting that high, that was how I was mentoring. Which needed to change. So he needed to mentor me the way I will mentor. In fact, there is one of my mentees at the moment that is on punishment. How are you doing? It's been a long time I saw your face. Call me on video when you are free. The call came in, I think 2 or 3 days after, even the response. So when the call came in, the person showed me the desk. I've been busy. In my mind, to make a call, I begin to realize priorities. So while we were having the call, a distraction came in that needed to be attended to on the other side. And then we had to end the call. Sorry, I'll call you back, sir. 2 days after, I didn't receive any call. And I texted, the next time you talk to me, we'll be face to face. The person is in Ogbomoso, is in Lagos. I'm in Ogbomoso. The next time you talk to me, we'll be face to face. And of course, I'm not coming to Lagos. So the data you have to spend, by the time you travel down, and if you don't need to call me, that means I've been wasting my time.
I'm not necessary.
So
Yeah.
I learned that from him. So if he was not tough on me, I will be wasting my time in mentorship. So when I needed him, I looked for him. In fact, I queued to see him.
Something you might have been taking for granted before.
If he had been calling me.
If he had been
And I
calling.
will pass the same on
To
to those who are
others.
also coming. So I learned that by experience, that the best
Something
way...
I picked that I want to emphasize on is this. Instead of taking offense, I should have asked questions.
Okay.
Hey, I'm learning here. Should have asked questions that why did you do this? He might be able to explain to me immediately at that point that in a relationship like this is how it goes. Especially if I ask the question with no hunger, with no offense in it, with a mind of I want to learn. I picked that.
Yes, sir.
Now, one other thing I picked from what you have mentioned is that if I have a mentor that I want to learn from, I will have to relate with that mentor like these bottles would do to each other.
Okay.
If this is empty, and this has so much in it, and this wants to receive from what this one has, the relationship will have to be like this.
Exactly. 100%.
It can't be like this.
Never.
And it can't be like this.
Never.
So you have to lower yourself.
Honor to receive.
But when you begin to take offenses,
Oh, no.
then you are like this.
Or claim rights.
Yes, you are like this. You are the one that wants to learn.
Exactly.
Somebody wants to give you his time, his knowledge, his wealth of experiences. 2,000 fails. He wants to share it with you. He wants to pack his own life. He wants to pause his own life. He needed to be preparing for a presentation that will take him to a next level in his own life too. He needed to maybe read a book. He needed to come to Mind Talk program and make some preparation. Now, you show up, and he took out of that time to attend to you.
Exactly. Exactly.
And yet, you want to be like this. I don't think it works like
It
that.
doesn't.
So now I'm learning a lot. If I have someone to feed me, it's not someone that I will be asking to create time for me. It should be someone that I will be creating time for. I should be the one to be available, not asking him to be available. A lot has been learned from here. I would just wish we have more time. But I would say we really enjoy you being with us today. Do we enjoy Mr. Tayo being with us today? We'd like to have him next month for deeper thoughts. That's wonderful. So I want you to please appreciate him with a whole round of applause. And I would like to ask you, sir, if we invite you another time, hope we are going to have you. Yes. Thank you so much for coming, sir. God bless you, sir. Thank you. All right. Everyone, at least what has been learned today, I want us to do that. I may not have the opportunity tomorrow to see a big person like the gate. You might have that connection. You might just have that law. Maybe just show up somewhere. And you're able to say, I don't have that opportunity now. When you get to have it, thank you. Don't waste it. All right? When you get to have it, don't waste it. Tap into it. My brother will say, pick a straw that we used to suck our drink. Put it into that person and suck as many as you can from his experiences. So please let today's talk be a benefit to each and every one of us. Thank you once again. Let's have our say. So finally, do we have Mr. Daniel? Is he ready with his model? Is Mr. Daniel ready? Is he here with us? Mr. Daniel. All right. So, in the next 6 to 8 minutes, is that enough? You look at me somehow. What? That's it. Very good. He said that's a lot. So, maximum 6 minutes. Mr. Dana is going to just show us a model of V8 engine as developed at the robotics lab and a brief of his process. So welcome with me, Mr. Daniel Adejumo.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Right, good afternoon, everybody.
A car engine generates power from the expansion of compressed air in a contained cylinder with the help of fuel. That is why it's called as an internal combustion engine. Before getting into the working, let's see the main parts involved in the working of an engine. First, the crankshaft. This is the part which converts the linear motion of the piston to a rotational force. Next, the pistons and the piston rods. The pistons will be pushed down by the expansion of compressed air and
Things like a mold to cast the plastics to take the form it wants to. But then the cost of creating a mold itself is very, very high, okay? And while you are still exploring your design, or it might not be something as technical as a camera, it might just be, these toys, gifts, just any kind of artwork that is in 3D, three-dimensional physical. So if you have to go about this process of creating a mold, then the process is going to be long, it's going to be costly, all right? So, but while you are still exploring your design, while you are still trying to see how it's going to work, how can you improve it, then rapid prototyping comes into the process, okay? So that you don't have to go through that long chart of creating a mold, buying plastics to melt, etc., and all of that. That's very costly. Number two, why do we talk about rapid prototyping? If you go ahead and create something like a mold, for example, I'm using that as an example, then the intention is that you are going to use that mold to create multiple copies of that item. Essentially, you can create 10,000 units of that same item. So rapid prototyping comes into play when you are exploring your design, you are still trying to fine-tune your design. When you are not manufacturing in mass, do we get the idea? And this is something that we all do at some point or the other. How many of us in our childhood, we played with tin cars, this agolo, milk, you add tires and all of that. So that's an example of what where rapid prototyping also comes into play. So as long as you have an idea and you want to make it real, then we talk about things like rapid prototyping. 3D printing, for example, is an example that is actually very cheap. So how do you go about it? How do you take advantage of it?
A car engine generates power from the expansion of compressed air in a contained cylinder with the help of fuel. That is why it's called as an internal combustion engine. Before getting into the working, let's see the main parts involved in the working of an engine. First, the crankshaft. This is the part which converts the linear motion of the piston to a rotational force. Next, the pistons and the piston rods. The pistons will be pushed down by the expansion of compressed air and turns the crankshaft.
Why? In case you have such a design and you would like to explore 3D printing processes, you like to explore other rapid prototyping techniques, you can actually reach out to the robotics laboratory right here in SQI and you can get the service. So thank you so much. I think that will be all about it for now.
Robotics fẹ́ gbàjọba. Come on, clap for this department. Mr. Tayo, a programming student, have always been showing up as SQI. They show off as if they are the one that owns SQI. You know ni? You see ni? There's Joko Sibe. It's coming. So you were able to create this, a complete prototype from the card, and then it becomes a reality like this. What else can we bring out of this?
All right, so this is really something small, just for demonstration. What's the biggest thing I can see here? You can print something as big as this speaker, right? So you can print almost anything you could imagine, but the facility we have here right here at SQI is able to print, if you have a design as big as something this speaker, you can print something that large. So it's not limited to very, very small items, okay? Even you can actually get to print bigger items. Do we get that? So the process is not only used for small scale design, it's actually used in production items as well. So most of we have cars today that have parts printed, 3D printed. Do you understand that? So it's not just something that is limited to experimentation. It's also something that transitions into real-world products.
Sorry. Sincerely, I can see that most of us are not excited. I understand. You need a mentor. I'm a little bit biased when it comes.
A car engine generates power from the expansion of compressed air in a contained cylinder with the help of fuel.
There is, I think one of my close contacts created a power bank for laptop of recent. And the person also finished from Lautech here. Started his business also in Lautech here. When I saw it, this was printed. Initially, it was just, the only thing we print before is flex and sticker. Just to show that now we can print. This is massive. We can, with this, perfecting this, we can create anything custom. So we don't need to be buying, and we can create any shape custom. Just design it and please celebrate SQI, please.
One of the greyes.
I see.
It should be screwed down later.
I see. Now, you would have noticed something with this. I can see that it is battling with friction. Do you get that, sir? It's battling with friction. Probably, if the department has somebody that has done something like this before, you would have asked that, what will you do with friction? Do you see that? Maybe lubricant. Lubricant, thank you. And, it has been seen on the screen.
A car engine generates power from the expansion of compressed air.
As well. Yes. That's what? That thing needs lubricant. Now that will be your one fail of, oh, it needs lubricant. Your one fail. You still have 1,999. Then you will put lubricant and come back tomorrow again, and something else will show up again. How battery gets low sometimes. That will be number 2 of 2,000. But before showing up at all, a mentor would have said number 1, this, number 2, this, number 3, that, number. By the time it's at number 100, you'll be tired of that person. Checking the gun, wala ipog, I check out display now. Mr. Daniel, thank you for this great job. A presidential shake. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. We have our rector here today. Look by your side and you see the rector. Okay. So we have a few questions online. A few questions. Can someone help to read it out? So that we close with that before Mr. Tayo leaves. A few questions. Who has the question online, on YouTube, anywhere? Okay, you have it, sir. Okay, please somebody come and help read. Take it from Mr. Tayo.
Yeah, this question is coming from Mr. Jacob Daramola. Said, how do we end a mentoring relationship? That's the first question. End it, yes. Okay. How can we bring it to a close? Great question. Then the second question here is it not an overreach if one finds a shortcoming or disability in a mentor? Should that ever happen? If it is okay, can one discuss it with the mentor and how?
Hey, big question, oh. Big question. Let me read it again by myself. Is it not an overreach if one finds a shortcoming or disability in a mentor? Should that ever happen? Please listen to this carefully. This is key. Key. If it is okay, can we discuss it with the mentor and how? Permit me to say something before calling you forward, please. I wanted to add to it when you were mentioning what a mentor is not. You said friend, not a friend, right? He might act as one, but he's not a friend. Not a family member, not your mommy. So he will mommy you. He may sometimes act as one, right? So the one I wanted to ask was that a mentor is not an angel. A mentor is not an angel. A mentor feels sleepy just like you do. A mentor gets tired just like you do. A mentor poo just like you do. A mentor has his own weaknesses just like that he's working on. When you assume that he's an angel, that's when you see something, you get surprised. You're expecting a perfect man. I've never seen one. I think you're only following someone that has gone ahead of you, not someone that has gotten to his own destination. Only someone that has gotten ahead of you. How did you get there? That's what you are asking. So he asks that, should that ever happen? Yes, it does happen. Sometimes, what you need to really learn are the weaknesses of that mentor. By the time you learn that one, oh my God, you become colleagues with that mentor. By the time you learn and absorb those weaknesses. But unfortunately, a few get to that point. And this is because so many mentors, because of what they have faced, they kept to keep mentees at arm's stretch. You can't visit me in my home. We only meet at the office. You are still on a journey with our mentor. There are some things you will see when you get home. He will be on a boxer, and you see that, so is this lean? Sometimes his own weakness might be the way Pastor Tayo taught us not to hit. See how he's sipping tea with spoon. Homo is already a billionaire. That's what you want to come and learn. Are you getting what I'm talking about? Now you see him sipping tea with spoon. He doesn't know that one. He's sipping tea like a local man. This is a billionaire. Maybe it's that billionaire that you saw that make you to come. Focus on that. But he asked a very important question. He said, if it is okay, can we discuss it with the mentor? And I think that's key. And how? Can we discuss it? And how? It's like helping your mentor in turn. Sir, over to you.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, this question actually is one from a deep thought, and it's key. The truth is that the relationship between you and your mentor, in the real sense, if you have not actually seen any weakness, you are still very far away from him.
You're still very far away.
Yes, he has not drawn you in. Mentorship is not only teaching you what to do right, but sometimes showing you how he is handling his own wrongs. Because you are not mentored to run a perfect journey. Sometimes you are mentored to know how to manage some weaknesses. Are you getting the point now? Some things will not leave you based on your age. For example, there are some things your parents are doing now, not because they are not doing again, not because they are now, because of their age. Some of us now at this time, you can visit from one place to the other, Your parents will just stay at home. It does not mean they're now on the air, but they have grown past that age. Some things come with age. Some things come. So for the weaknesses of your mentor, understand that if you have not seen any, you are a distant mentee. By the time you begin to work yourself into, and he's bold enough to let you see his weakness, be happy. That's the first reaction. Because before you get to that point, you must have been able to point to the result of your relationship. But if at that point you have not even found anything, then you guys are just on the stroll. So, but I've been with this person. Look at where I am now. I'm better. Along the line, you now, maybe in your closeness, before you spend 1-2 hours in 1 month, now you are seeing him weekly. You are seeing how weekly. One day you now saw the way he parad for Onimoimoy. And you're like,
don't go to that side.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Looks like my example now.
And you saw the way he dropped voice. And because in the frequency of your time together, you will see more. At that point, you are there to support him. Don't mind him. You know, say, okay, my man sorrow, So now, the truth is that we cannot tell which kind of weakness might be. There are many. Food eating, how to talk. Some of them even have marital issues. That when they get home, they are not greeting each other. And you saw that. I went to mentor wagon. My dear, like President has already said, whatever you are there for is your focus. Celebrate the fact that you have been brought into that extent to see that part of him. By next series, we'll be talking about when to part ways and how to part ways. If it has not reached that time, there will be how to manage that part. And there are some things that even if it will last long, whether mentor or not, you need to boju. It's not your concern. There are some things, not all, some that are now have to do with you. That is now the one we have to address. But that your mentor spoke like it does not concern you. Your mentor is dodging his landlord. It's not your problem. It's not your own. And be careful how you give counsel so that you will not lose that place. But when you are done, We will get there because if being done with mentorship is not also, sir, I think we have come to the end of this. The end point of mentorship is honorarium. If it has yielded results, you must send in something part time to let him know he's still working. Except if it did not work when you were together. You leave SQI, you are supposed to be crediting the alert of your president. No, it's the truth. I used to say something in Yoruba. You send in a jeep, onini, or a jet. You have grown to that extent. Do you know how the person that helped C. Ronaldo is enjoying? One young man gave him a last pass that he used to select him. The guy is not playing football anymore. How many of you know that story? He's not playing football anymore. He's in millions. He has mansions. Ronaldo don't call you. Only a pass. He helped him into his ministry, into his calling. So don't forget, the end point of mentorship relationship that is resourceful, yielding, is honorarium. It is returns on his investment. Thank you very much.
How many? 4. Physical or?
Physical.
Okay, let's take it first.
All right. How do I recognize a mentor and know when or if he's interested in me? Can a mentor be someone I can't communicate with? That's the first one. The second one says, can a mentor be a role model? The third one says, how do you know your right mentor? I think that's related to this already. And which of the mentor is advisable to have? A family mentor or an external mentor?
Hold it with me, please. Yes. That last one, sir, is coming back to you. Which mentor to have?
Family mentor, external mentor.
Or external mentor. Sir, it's coming to you. Okay. Now the first question says, how do I recognize a mentor and know when or if he's interested in me? How do I recognize one? Okay. This gathering is not to tell you that you should just go outside there and begin to find. No. You have a need. You have somebody that has the solution to that need in large form. He has wealth of it, wealth of experiences in what you are about to start. You need him to guide you. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. It's not just to find anybody. What will you be doing? What will you be saying? But you mentioned one. You call it life coach. Life coach. Somebody, that lasts longer than a mentor for a career. If you are learning programming, the moment you finish learning and things like that, or you become, a guy on your own, you can end that. But a life coach keep guiding you. So it depends on your need. Your need calls for if you need a mentor and the kind of mentor that you need. Your need. Now I said, and know when or if he's interested in me. The truth is that it's rare to find someone. There are people that are like that. You said if you have a skill, somehow your skill attracts mentorship. Like this is a potential. That's how most people used to talk. I think I heard that a lot in the music industry. I heard it that there is a man called Olamide also that helped a lot of these guys. And the first thing he does is that he will see a potential. You might just be singing somewhere and you say, this is a potential. Then you have the potential, you don't know how to turn it into wealth. But he does. So he takes that person, takes him to the studio. You might have been going to studios before, but you don't know why it's not trending. Takes you to the studio and had 1 or 2 beats. And everybody started dancing. And now you are in the UK. So I heard that he did that to a lot of people. A lot of people. So first, your skill can attract a mentor. But I think secondly, you can also present yourself to a mentor. However, I have done that before. I heard one man like this, like as if you are drowning. As if you are drowning. And you saw someone that is not drowning. So I heard him like this. I told him, I said, I saw you in my dream. The man said, it is God. No, I saw your face. The man kept saying things to push me away. I kept on going back and telling that I need you. My need, that is it. I need you. This is what I'm doing now. I don't want to make errors. This is what I'm doing now. Now see this. Oh my God. Let's assume Thomas took a loan for each of his trial. A loan for first trial, a loan for the second one, a loan for the third one. He will die. A loan to buy materials. Now, I took loan. I am scared of losing it because they have told me that when you take a loan, they might take every other thing from you. So I will go to someone that has done it before. See, I have taken a loan. This thing must work. If it does not work, finish out. That's why I need you. Are you getting what I'm talking about? However, sir, a lot of people has asked myself too that I want you to be my mentor. And the answer straight was no. Yes, it has happened. No. Someone has asked before, I want you to be my mentor. And the answer was, we will see. We shall see. What brought about the no? What brought about we shall see? Because it's not true. She doesn't know what she wants. He doesn't know what he... Maybe he just wants somebody that can get fast 2K. And me, I don't used to have fast 2K. And if I don't give it, okay, they call it urgent now. Urgent. Not fast, Abby. And the day I don't have the urgent 2K, we will have problem. And then I'll have an enemy. There are enough enemy. I don't want more. So when I see somebody coming, and he coming with a mind of a mommy, that will be asking if you are sitting in and call and say, have you eaten? You are looking lean, no. And if I do not do that, he will turn to become my enemy. I want to run from the first day. Are you getting what I'm talking about? So somehow, without saying the word, you can show it in the action that I am investable. Did you get that? If you invest your time in me, it will not be a waste. I will show you results. You will be able to have someone to be proud of in the nearest future. Put me through anything. Put me through fire. I will come out as a gold. I won't break. I am ready. You must have that before approaching. Do you want to add something to that, sir? Or we should? Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. The level of your need for the interest part is directly proportional to the amount of interest you can generate from your mentor.
Again, sir.
The level of your need, your own need, is directly proportional to the amount of interest you can generate from your mentor, because it's gradual. So make the most of every first that happens between you two. The first outing, the first assignment, the first meeting, the first time you went to his house, the first time you entered his car. Make the most of every first. It will help you as building blocks for the next. Because you cannot generate interest from somebody just from the beginning. You must be promising. So your first goes a long way. The first day you met him, how did you operate? The first day he gave you an assignment to go and do, when did you get feedback? Go and do this. And you return back the next day, say, I'm done, sir. So, wow. Okay. What next do I do from there? The first day he said, okay, we'll go together in my car. And you entered inside this car. And you finished and you said, sir, I don't know if... wow, you took notes. So the first, and then if you date those things, sometimes I'll tell my mentor, sir, the thing you told me 2 years ago, I'm still waiting for the next instruction. I've said that before. Sir, you said I should do this 2 years ago. It's what I'm still doing. Or should I change it? He knows you are depending on him. So he generates more interest.
Thank you for that, sir. Thank you a lot. You can't go yet. This one is for you. This one is too big for me. He said, which of the mentor is advisable to have? Family mentor or external mentor? Or inter.
Okay, this question is actually not going to matter if you have the right mentee ethics. Whether it's your family member, it won't matter, or external. If what you will do with your family member, one day you will do with your external, if you make him eventually look like a family member. So if you cannot maintain your family member, the time when your mentor acts like a family member, you will fail.
Did you catch that one? Great. The day even the external one acts like a family member, you will eventually do. You will fail. I saw a comedy of somebody asking for support, money, and it said a lot of story. And when the man was about to give him money, maybe the man was asking him and saying, how much did you wanted? And the one that was asking for money said, sir, you don't say. That's a past tense. You know, if you are speaking, and the man was looking like this. How? I think you should hold it up. You should have collected the money first. Even if he's going to. Well, he didn't get the money. The man learned the lesson and learned that, okay, it's supposed to be did, not, okay, I now understand. Okay, thank you. And that was the end. Sir, what about the money? Say, no, you. It is not a good thing. If you see a place, a way to help, and you do not help, but how you help matters. Yeah, how you help matters. Can we take just one more and make it the last?
It says, can a mentor be a role model?
Can a mentor be a role model? I think, okay, sir, please.
I think it's part of the things that I did not add, but it's part of my notes. Your role model is somebody you admire from a distance. You don't have to have a relationship with him. Yet, your mentor can also play as a role model.
Great. Your mentor, in fact, should be a role model, right? Put your hands together for that. Yeah. Should be a role model. Should be an example that you admire. Should be if he doesn't have something you admire, then what are you there for? What are you there for? Too much of, is it too much? Okay, enough of information today. We don't want information overload, so we are going to call it a day. You are raising up your hand, no more raising up hands. So did you enjoy this moment? All right, please go ahead and apply this. Be successful at this. Be great at this. Let us be able to say, sometimes ago, that big gate was at the Mentor program, and that is going to happen. Thank you so much. Okay, so give announcements, and then let everybody go to their classroom.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Really appreciate you. We are resuming back to class. Say back to class. All right. So I want to see all level 1 students. Mr. Blessing, do you have any other announcement for them? Okay. I want to see all level 1 students and all level 2 students. So maybe we just arrange this with level 1 web development and then level 2 web development. Is that fine? Mr. Blessing, please. Sure.
Okay, making Africa a tech continent. That's somewhat dull. Making Africa a tech continent. All right, with standing ovation, can we all stand up to say thank you? We love you, sir. We will have opportunity to enjoy him, as I have been hearing, for another part of the series. So, sir, I want to plead that you will please, we love the note. Abby? So I'm going to get it across to you. Can we jam our hands together as he goes out? Come on, celebrate him the SQI way. We love you. We love you. We love you, sir. All right. Thank you very kindly. Web level 1, web level 2. NID 1 student, I'm going to meet you by 1, not 12:30. Please check. Is it 2, Abby? By, did I say? When did I say I'll meet you? No, 2 p.m. rather. Thank you.
If you